where we start the show today is Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez committed suicide this morning and was found dead at 3:05 a.m. I woke up at about 8 o'clock this morning. Got a few extra hours of sleep in because I got home late last night from the Rangers game. And the first thing I did when I woke up this morning at 8 in the morning was I do what I usually do, and that's roll over, turn off my alarm, and start to peruse Twitter and Facebook. And the first story I saw as Twitter was just exploding was the reaction from everyone about Aaron Hernandez taking his own life. There was no suicide note. He was not on a suicide watch. And this was someone that just recently, under a week ago, won a court case that acquitted him from 2 charges of murder, and he was found not guilty. Now, we all know he was in prison for a life sentence, and he got 5 years added on to that with no parole, coming from a charge in the one of the accounts in the case where he was found not guilty, but he had a gun possession issue, and he was put additional 5 years in prison, and the terms would have to be something that he would serve one term and then the next one would kick in. But we all know that there was a very minuscule amount of a chance that he would ever see the light of day again and be a free man. But there was some optimism because you had the non-guilty verdict less than a week ago that Aaron Hernandez had a chance to win an appeal in the murder of Olden Lloyd. And I said that there is a very, very small chance that he could have a victory in that appeal. I did not think it was likely. And I've said this before, he will never walk free. But some people in the Hernandez camp thought that he had an opportunity to win that appeal and then be a free man. And a lot of people that are close to Hernandez are shocked of this, and they start the conspiracy theories, and they start all these other theories of, oh, he would never kill himself. He would never take his own life. And the shocking part of this, and really an interesting part of this entire just tragic story, and we'll delve into it a little bit more in just a few seconds, but Aaron Hernandez, since he's no longer on this earth, and he took his own life at 3:05 a.m. this morning, and then he was pronounced dead a few minutes after 4 o'clock, he technically dies, according to Massachusetts law, as an innocent man. According to Massachusetts law, if you die when you have an ongoing legal process, a litigious situation, and you didn't have the opportunity to exhaust all legal options, which includes an appeal, you technically die as an innocent man. So Aaron Hernandez technically dies as an innocent man. But we all know the human garbage that Aaron Hernandez is, and that he was. And to me, yeah, he could technically die as an innocent man, but we all know the reality. And the reality is that he's a scumbag. The reality is that he's a criminal, and he blew his opportunity to be a great football player, to be a great human being, and also to be a great father because he was obsessed with this criminal scumbag culture. Aaron Hernandez is a thug. Aaron Hernandez is a murderer. He is a sick, twisted individual. And like I said, he could have had it all. He could have had a beautiful family. He just signed a mega contract with the Patriots. He could have had fame out of the wazoo. But him being obsessed with being a criminal and being involved in that awful culture just makes him a twisted sicko. And let me be clear on that. When you see idiots today on Twitter, on Facebook, and people that are paid to write who show sympathy for Aaron Hernandez, that is just outright wrong. And it's disgusting if you show 1 ounce of sympathy for Aaron Hernandez. And you see some posts, oh, rest in peace, Aaron Hernandez. No, not rest in peace, Aaron Hernandez. Rest in hell. The people I have sympathy for is the family of Olden Lloyd, someone that Aaron Hernandez killed. I have sympathy for Aaron Hernandez's daughter who's going to grow up without a father because her father was a criminal. I have sympathy for Aaron Hernandez's brother who's had to live with this and had the burden of knowing that his brother is a criminal. Those are the people that I have sympathy for, with the number one priority being the family of Odin Lloyd. That's who I have sympathy for. That is who I feel sad for today. I don't feel sad that Aaron Hernandez is no longer here. He's human garbage. And I was reading one of the writers up in Boston today, Ben Volen, and this was one of the paragraphs in his piece. And we feel sadness for Hernandez, a smart kid who made several bad decisions. Like, shut up. Why do you feel sadness for Aaron Hernandez? Do you feel sadness too for Jerry Sandusky? No. Do you feel sadness for people that have assassinated our presidents? No, because they're criminals. And I get it. Hernandez was a big-time successful football player. Heck, as a Patriot fan, I rooted for him. I liked Aaron Hernandez. I cheered for him at Gillette Stadium. Heck, I remember when he scored in the Super Bowl, I was doing his celebration in the stands. But when you found out what happened, there is no defending him. There is no sympathy. There is no feeling sad for Aaron Hernandez because he killed someone. So Ben Volen and every other nitwit that's saying, oh, we feel sadness for Aaron Hernandez, shut up. You shouldn't feel sadness. Because the reality is, someone that was a criminal, someone that killed someone, that robbed someone's innocent life is now no longer here. Who cares if he's no longer here? And that may sound harsh, but that's the reality, and that's how I feel. Because this guy could have had it all, and he blew it. Because he could not get away from the gang culture. He could not get away from the obsession of fitting in the gang community and trying to be this big, bad, tough guy. I'm just sick and tired of the people that say, oh, it's a sad day for Aaron Hernandez. No, it isn't. It's a sad day for the people affected that had no business being part of this or wanting to be a part of this. That is who it's a sad day for. I just can't believe some of the stuff that I read on the internet today. Why are we saying rest in peace, Aaron Hernandez? Why are we showing 1 ounce of sympathy for Aaron Hernandez? People in life would die, would give up anything in the world to have the opportunity that Aaron Hernandez got to be a successful, famous football player with all of the God-given talent. And he blew that opportunity. He blew it. He is awful. He is a monster. He is human garbage. And now he's no longer on this earth. And it's amazing how he could technically die as an innocent man. But in my life, and the way that I remember him, is someone that screwed up enormously. Someone that could have done anything he wanted in life and go down a path of fame, of success, of greatness, and decided to go down the other path. And that's the remarkable thing about this. There were 2 sides of Aaron Hernandez. One where he was considered the perfect guy, the good-looking guy, the athlete, the tremendously blessed talent that just signed a massive contract and had a baby. That was the one side. Someone that donated money to charity even. He used to donate money to Robert Kraft's charities. And then there was this other side. The Aaron Hernandez during the day was different than the Aaron Hernandez at night. And the Aaron Hernandez at night was a twisted individual. Let me take you into a little bit about a reaction. This was about less than a month ago. We had David Nelson, the former teammate of Aaron Hernandez at Florida. He joined us. This is what he said when I brought up Aaron Hernandez to him.
I spent 4 years with Aaron, and I got to know him really well, and got to know his brother and his family and mom, his kid. And, during my time there with him, always enjoyed him. Always, I took him under my wing, if you will, on the field, and really believed in him. It's all just a tremendous talent. Obviously there was tendencies there that we saw while we were in college, never to that extreme. To be totally honest with you, when I found out about this a few years ago, I was completely shocked. Never knew that he had that the potential for something like this was in him. Was completely shocked, but I do know that he was a lot of the time a product of who he was hanging out with. And so it's unfortunate that so much talent, and I do believe that he was a talented player, and also he had a heart for his daughter and his fiance, and it's just unfortunate that decisions and places that he put himself in has now brought him to the place that he's in, and more than anything, my heart just breaks for the lives that have been traumatically and forever changed because of those decisions.
I thought David Nelson put it perfectly, and that was someone that knew him very well. You could see when they were both at Florida as teammates, and it was two sides of Aaron Hernandez. One that they knew that he was going down the wrong path, but no one could have thought that it could have been to this extreme. And if you look at the time path of Aaron Hernandez, a stud at Florida, a stud with the Patriots, got into a Super Bowl, played in a Super Bowl, got a big-time contract, and then was arrested, then was found guilty of killing Odin Lloyd, and now, at the age of 27, is no longer on this earth, dead. It's one of the more fascinating stories you'll ever see. It's one of the more shocking stories you'll ever see, and it's one that people will remember for a very long time because of what could have been. But Aaron Hernandez wanted no part of the positive side of this story. He was too involved with the negative side. That was just someone that was a monster, and that's someone that was more concerned with killing than rather capitalizing off a golden opportunity. 609-9199-D200. Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920 The Jersey. We'll continue this conversation. We'll get the scene in the Boston and New England area as Gary Tanguay is going to hop on board with us next on the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920 The Jersey. We're off and running on this Wednesday. 4:14 is the time. The Princeton Orthopedic Associates Studios will be right back.